Good morning, all of the participants. Hello, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning all participants.
Morning.
Now let's start this event. Now, Rahul.
All
Shall we?
right.
Okay.
Okay, welcome to the third series of e-cultural exchange hosted by Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia.
I'm Johanna.
And I'm Rahul. Nice to meet you all. We will be the host for today's event. Most of you here might already have an idea of what we're going to talk about in this event. But for those who are new, the topic that we will be discussing is multiculturalism in education.
But before we get started, I would like to remind you about some rules that we have during our discussion today. First, make sure you set your display name to the following format, which is your university name underscore your name to make it easier to recognize members from various institutions. We'll type the format into the chat box so you can see it there. Second, make sure your camera stays active all the time and only turn on your microphone when it's your turn to speak. Otherwise, make sure to leave your microphone muted during the event. Third, we will open a Q&A session right after each presentation is over, so please be active during the provided time and ask questions accordingly to the topic given. What's next, Rahul?
All right, Johanna. And the next, please introduce your team before starting your presentation. The video will be played by the meeting's host to minimize any inconvenience. If you have any questions, feel free to write them into the chat box. All right, as mentioned earlier, today's topic is multiculturalism in education, in which both presentation and discussion will be brought by four teams. We have students from Taksin University of Thailand. Please unmute your mic and say hi, Taksin.
Hello, Taksin.
Hello, Taksin. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
Thank
Hi. Good
you.
morning, everyone.
Hi. Nice,
Hi.
nice to meet you, Taksin. All right. And the second one we have from University Malaysia of Sarawak. Please unmute your mic and say hello. Can we hear your voice?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, from
Hello,
Unimas. Nice
Malaysia.
to meet you.
Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you. All right. And the third one we have from South Saka Institute of Technology, Laos. Please unmute your mic and say hi. Hello, South Saka.
Hello,
Please say
Satsaka.
hi. All right. All right. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you. All right. And the last one we have from students from Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. Please unmute your mic and say hello to everyone.
Hi.
Hello. Hello,
All right. Nice to
everyone.
meet you all. Thank
Very
you,
nice to be here.
everyone. All right.
Oh, right. I love the spirit that we have today. But before we go any further into our topic, we would like all of you to hear some opening speeches to welcome all of the participants who have joined us in today's event. First up, we have Mr. Agustinus Prajaka Wahyu Baskara, Bachelor of Law, Master of Humanities, as Vice Rector of Student Affairs at Atmajaya Catholic University of Indonesia. Mr. Jaka, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Johanna. Good morning, everyone. My name is Agustinus Prajaka Wahyu Baskara. As the Vice Rector on behalf of Atma Jaya Catholic University, I would like to welcome all attendees and speakers from Taksin University, Thailand, Unimas Malaysia, Sosaka College, Laos, and Unika Atma Jaya Indonesia, and officially open our third e-cultural exchange with the theme Multiculturalism in Education. If not because of this pandemic, I will proudly greet you in person at our historical campus in the heart of Jakarta. The COVID-19 pandemic that is experienced by the whole world has a significant impact in various aspects, including in the field of education. Various face-to-face education activities have now been limited, so they have been replaced by virtual activities or commonly known as online learning. The student exchange activities that were usually carried out offline are now finally being carried out through online models. Atma Jaya University strongly support and welcomes collaboration from four countries with great pride. We hope that through this program, every student can learn from each other through the exchange of ideas, creativity, and culture. This program is ideal for students who want to develop their insights and skills in the cultural field. So I'm going to end my remarks by wishing you a good health and a fruitful webinar. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jaka, for the warm welcome. Now we have another opening speech coming from Dr. Luciana, Master of Education, Dean of Education and Language Faculty, Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. Dr. Luciana, we will give the time to you.
Thank you, Johanna. So, warm greetings from us, Faculty of Education and Language at Jaya Catholic University, to all dear students from 4 universities. And we would like also to extend our warm greetings to our distinguished representatives from 3 universities, Ms. Bola Fompone, International Coordinator from South Saka Institute of Technology, Dr. Hamida Abdul Wahab, Linguistics Program Coordinator from UNIMAS, and Ms. Diapur from Taksin University. And also, I would like to thank our Associate Rector for Students Affairs, Mr. Prajaka, who has been a great support for this program, and we can make it because of the university support. So first of all, we would like to thank you for everybody's hard work and commitment so we can have this third series, Multiculturalism in Education. Such a topic cannot come more in opportune moment, considering that now the world is rapidly changing, and higher education, it means our all students and also teachers, lecturers, are really in the front line to be challenged in terms of roles and also innovation. So we do believe, starting from such a small talk among us, we can start developing future potential generation who will be not only excellent later in intellectual capacity, but more than that, the world needs you to be excellent in also the spirit of togetherness, respect, sense of tolerance, and we can make our world, especially among us, first, a better world to interact and communicate. So we do hope through this communication, we can learn together and we can proceed later with more collaborations in other areas of students' next generation. Wish you a fruitful talk, and hopefully this is only the beginning of the talk, and we are looking forward to having more collaborations and also more productive works from the students. Last but not least, I would like to extend my appreciation to my team, to all students, to all mentors, and also to University International Office, and also all the students who have been participating in this event. You are great. We are proud of you. Have a nice talk. Thank you, Johanna.
Thank you so much, Dr. Luciana, for the inspiring speech, which I believe has brought more excitement for today's event. Hopefully, as both have mentioned, the rising concern of multiculturalism in this modern education can bring us together here to finally find solutions in bringing the light to our surroundings. All right, what's next on our agenda, Rahul?
All right, Johanna, after this, we'll move on to the discussion. The discussion will be led by our moderators, Edward and Timothy. Please join us upstage and say hi to the participants.
All
All
right.
right. All right. Edward and Timothy, we will give the time to you.
Okay, thank you, Johanna and Rahul, for giving us the time. First of all, let me introduce ourselves as the moderators for today's discussion. My name is Edward, and my partner.
And I'm Timothy. Edward and I will be taking turns in leading the presentation and Q&A sessions during the event. Before we begin our main event, we would like to pay attention to a few guidelines regarding to how this session will be carried out. Edward, would you like to do the honors?
First, first, there will be four groups representing each country that will present their topic for today. We suggest the sequence of presentation will be firstly from Taksin University of Thailand, followed by Sotsaka College of Management and Technology of Laos, thirdly from University of Malaysia Sarawak or UNIMAS, and lastly from Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia.
Secondly, each group will be given a poll of 20 minutes for a presentation and Q&A session with 10 minutes each. Before presenting, we would appreciate it if you will introduce yourselves briefly by mentioning your name, your current semester, and your current study program. After that, your video may be presented. I'd like to remind again that in order to avoid any potential connection issues, representatives from each group are not required to share their video, as that will be handled by the presentation committee, as mentioned earlier.
After presenting, you have 10 minutes for the Q&A sessions, where viewers may ask the presenting team with questions about the given topic. The other three chains are also required to send at least 2 questions to the presenting team. Make sure to type your questions in the chat box, and if there is still time remaining, you may ask more questions. Anything else, Timothy?
Well, yes, one last thing. We would like you to turn on your camera at all times and only turn on your microphone when it's your turn to speak. Well, I think that will be all. Are the guidelines clear, everyone?
I think it's clear. Now, are you guys ready for the main event? Without any further ado, let's have the first group. Please welcome Taksin University of Thailand. Today, they are going to present their topic about the inclusivity, especially in their campus. Now, presenters from Taksim University, please turn on your camera and microphone and kindly introduce yourselves.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tatsukun Sakunrat from Taksin University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Win.
Hello everyone, my name is Niticho Sitawan from Taksin University.
Well, it's nice to meeting you all. Thank you very much. Now, before we watch their videos or their presentation, I would like to remind you that while watching and after watching the video, you may type your questions into the chat box. Now, without further ado, let us watch their presentation.
My name is Baibua.
My name is Dream. My name is Arm. My name is Arm. My name is Win.
Nowadays, our society are open to multiculturalism, such as gender, religion, and physical difference.
in our university give a priority and this matter as well.
Thaksin University is the leading inclusive university in south of Thailand. Students accept differences, help and support each other.
We will show you some examples of equalities in Thaksin University.
This building is teaching professional building. It provides complete facilities and emphasize equality for people with disability.
There are ramps for wheelchairs. When they come in and want to go upstairs, they can press the button easily because this building had universal design to meet the needs of people with disabilities. And this building built according to building regulations in Thailand. On the walkway in this building also had rubber tactile floor that can tell the end of the walkway and show the change of direction to make the visually impaired stop for a while and decide which path they want to go next. These facilities are really safe and helpful for them.
Thaksin University is the first university with regulation for students whose sexual orientation does not match with their gender.
Students can dress up according to their sexuality to attend class, take an examination, and have an internship.
Thaksin University gives priority to all religions equally. On important religious days, the university will be closed. Students can go back home and spend time doing activities with their families. Such as the Muslim Hari Raya Day, students come back to their hometown to meet family and relatives, perform an important ceremony, pray and donate zakat. And on the 10th lunar month of Buddhists, they go to temple to make memories to the ancestors. Moreover, the university also had a place for performing religious rituals for Muslims. In addition to religions, the university cafeteria has also a separate cutlery provided for Buddhist and Muslim students. Thaksin University also has various religious clubs to serve the satisfaction of our religious students.
As a result, students respect one another and religious differences. Students are quite harmonious and they could live and behave the way they like.
เราเคยรู้สึกว่าตัวเองแตกต่างจากคนอื่นหรือเปล่า เคยค่ะ เพราะว่าตอนเด็กๆเนี่ยเราก็จะโดนเพื่อนล้อใช่ไหมคะทำให้เรารู้สึกเหมือนกับว่าเราเนี่ยแตกต่างจากคนอื่น แต่เมื่อพอเราโตขึ้นใช่ไหมคะความคิดของเราก็โตขึ้นความคิดของเพื่อนเราก็โตขึ้นทำให้แบบเรารู้สึกเหมือนกับว่าเราก็ไม่ได้แตกต่างจากคนอื่น เพื่อนๆเองก็ปฏิบัติตัวกับเราเนี่ยก็ไม่ได้แตกต่างจากคนอื่นค่ะมอทักษิณให้ความสะดวกอะไรบ้างกับเรานะคะสำหรับตัวป๊อปเองเนี่ยจะได้เป็นทุนเรียนฟรีนะคะไม่ต้องเสียค่าเทอมค่ะแล้วก็ภายในมอเองป๊อปก็เห็นว่ามีทางลาดนะคะสำหรับผู้ที่นั่งวีลแชร์นะคะแล้วก็ยังมีทางเดินสำหรับผู้ที่พิการทางสายตานะคะซึ่งเป็นสิ่งที่ดีมากเลยค่ะขอบคุณมากนะคะ
สวัสดีครับเมื่อพูดถึงกลุ่ม LGBT นะผมก็เป็นนิสิตคนหนึ่งครับผมที่มีเพื่อนเป็นกลุ่ม LGBT ซึ่งผมมองว่าพวกเขาไม่ได้มีความแตกต่างหรือว่าแตกแยกมาจากพวกเรานะครับโดยสิ่งที่มหาวิทยาลัยมอบให้กับพวกเขาก็มีโอกาสต่างๆมากมายครับผมอย่างเช่นการได้เข้าประกวดเฟรชชี่ในตำแหน่ง Miss Queen หรือว่าการได้ลงสมัครเป็นนายกองค์การนิสิตซึ่งพวกเขาเหล่านี้ก็สามารถที่จะทำหน้าที่เหล่านี้ได้อย่างดีครับผมและสิ่งที่ผมอยากจะให้มหาวิทยาลัยเพิ่มเติมกับพวกเขาคืออย่างเช่นในคณะศึกษาศาสตร์นะครับผมในชั้นปีที่ 5ของการออกฝึกสอนผมอยากจะให้ทางมหาวิทยาลัยนะผม เปิดโอกาสให้พวกเขาได้แต่งตัวทำในสภาพที่พวกเขาอยากจะเป็นครับผมโดยผมมองว่ากลุ่ม LGBT ครับผมก็มีความสามารถและก็มีความโดดเด่นที่ไม่แพ้กับกลุ่มชายหญิงปกติทั่วไปครับผมอย่างเช่นในการทำงานกิจกรรมสันทนาการหรือว่าการเป็นพิธีกรภาคสนามส่วนใหญ่แล้วเราจะเห็นได้ว่ากลุ่ม LGBT นี้จะมีบทบาทเป็นอย่างมากและผมเชื่อนะครับว่าพวกเขาเหล่านี้จะสร้างความเจริญและก็นำพามาซึ่งคุณภาพของการทำงานได้ไม่แพ้ชายหญิงนะครับ
Parking for people with disability because our university welcomes those with disability to study. I think Thaksin University should also provide parking lots of people with disability as well. In education and adding a parking lot, toilets is also important for people with disability. It should be allocated to those with disability, in particular to make it more accessible and sufficient for the convenience and safety. Ramp is also one of the most important things that should be provided for people with disability so that they could move freely.
Handrails are important for people with disability to be able to walk more conveniently. Now, there are very few sports that have installed handrails. It would be better if there are more handrails installed at every sport in university. Also, there should be more lifts in our university because it is already not enough lifts within each building. When many students need to use, many students have to walk up the stairs instead, so some people with disability would have difficulty in going to their classroom. Equipment for people with disabilities such as wheelchair crutches should be available in university. Informally should be adequate and meet requirement of QC.
We humans are able to live together harmoniously with the differences and variousness, for they are not the indication of our beings in these diverse societies.
Thank you for your attention.
All right, thank you very much. That was such an interesting video by Taksim Sims. I learned so much by watching your video. I mean, I'm really amazed by the numbers of facilities that exist in your campus for the disabilities people. But I don't think I'm going to talk too much about it. I think I will just go straight to the question and answer session. Now we just finished watching the presentation video and it's time to answer some possible questions. So if you guys have any questions, please type in the chat box your questions, and please remember that your questions have to be related to the topic that they have gave us before. Also, I will. Oh, okay. We have the first question here from Atma Jaya, from Pasayuda Daneswara. Does the high number of inclusivity lower the bad behaviors, such as bullying in the education environment in your campus? Now, Tim, which one of you will answer these questions? If I'm being unclear, please tell me. I will repeat the questions again.
Can I answer this question?
Sure,
okay.
sure.
As I speak earlier, we respect one another. The question is the lower or the bad behavior. I think is the bad behavior is lower because in university we keep sharing about LGBTQ or people with this to act in our activities. Yes, so that we accept differences and live in university with mm, happy and not has lower bullying in our university.
Okay. Does anyone else want to follow up on that? Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that your action, which is inclusivity in your campus, really does lowering the number of bad behaviors such as bullying in the education environment, right? Well, I hope that answers your questions, Pasayuda. And we have another questions here from Sosaka Bosanekosin. What other religion do you have in your university?
Um, in our university, we have a lot of religions such as Buddhism and Islam as Christian. Yes. By the way, we live together and um, different religion are supporting each religion. Yes, so we can live together happy. Yes.
Oh, okay. So in your university, you have Islam, Christian, and also Buddha or Buddhist. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. And we have another question here. It's from Unimas Valerie Juliet. Her question is, could you please tell us more about the important religious days and the closing of the university? Do they give several days holiday or is it just on the first day of the celebration day?
Uh, Sorry, can I hear the question again, please?
Okay, could you please tell us more about the important religious days and the closing of the university? Do they give several days of holiday or is it just on the first day of the celebration day?
Oh, about the importance religious day. Um, we have for Muslims we have Hari Raya Day. Students with uh, students who has to get back to their home need to have our university allowed the student, and also student with student who is Christianity, they our university provide a lot of uh, uh, yeah, about Christianity. Our university sometimes held Christmas party, but it is not considered as a holiday.
So in other words, your campus do give a lot of days or separate days for the religion holidays, right? It's not only just one day and then that's it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope that answer your questions, Valerie. I think we have reached our time for this first discussion. Let's give a round of applause for the team, Taksin University of Thailand. For the next presentation will be led by Timothy. Now I will give you the time to introduce the next group. Thank you so much.
All right, so let's give another round of applause for Taksin Uni. Thank you, Edward. For the second group, please welcome Sotsaka College of Management Technology on Laos. On this occasion, they will bring a topic about inclusivity in their campus too. So I'd like to invite the group members to first introduce themselves.
My name is Bason Sinuan. I'm from SKA, Institute of Technology from Laos.
Hello, my name is Thida Sawanpumahan. I'm from Susaka at Business Mini Stations Year 1.
Hello everyone, my name is Kamsi. I'm from Susaka Technology Science. And my major is Technology Science in Year 1.
Hello everyone. My name is Geek. Oh. Hello again everyone. My name is Geek. So I have graduated from Suska Institute of Technology, majoring of business administration, and now I have continued to study at the National University of Laos. Okay, thank you. Nice to meet you all.
All right, is that everyone from Osaka University? Right, I will assume that everyone has introduced from Osaka University. So thank you all. Nice to meet you, Tina, and Gig. Right, so now that we've met with each other, I think it's time for a video presentation. So do pay attention and enjoy. Just like last time, I would like to remind you that while and after watching the video, you may type your questions in the chat. So might as well, if you have some points you want to bring out, feel free to do so.
สวัสดีก้อยซื้อนางบัวสนกสีนวลเป็นคนมาจากพื้นฐานมาจากเสียงขวางศึกษาอยู่สถาบันเทคโนโลยีสุสกะ
สบายดีค่อยซื้อธิดาสว่างค่อยเป็นคนลาวลุ่มที่อาศัยอยู่ในนครหลวงเวียงจันทน์
Hello, my name is Kamsi, or you can call for short Kam, and I'm from the Hmong ethnic group.
Hello everyone, my name is Keith. So now I study at the University of Laos.
Vientiane is the capital city of Laos, as well as the center of education and economy in Laos too. In the result, people from all over the country come to study in Vientiane for higher education, which made university and institute in Vientiane variant of color. So, at the beginning of the semester, the institute had welcomed new students by an orientation, where the institute explains to students about overall image, the community, and to respect those who live together. The school had mobilized all students with equal rights, no matter their gender, age, culture. Like in my class, there are some people from different provinces and some people from different ethnic groups that mix together. The institute varies every student. There are statistics about students for planning teaching plan, and they are always paying attention about any problem. As mentioned above, each person comes from different backgrounds, culture, and education level. So that makes us have many ways to learn, like classroom learning, practical practice, and allowing every student to express their opinion. When our institute has event or ceremony, we have so that resemble different cultural.
For all without discriminations on basis of ethnicity or social status. It is a privilege to spend time in the same university to share about education, lessons, and knowledge with each other. Can make them possible to live together in the same university, and everyone can fully participate in many activities, both inside and outside the classroom. For example, The school finds that everyone can really participate in this activity, so that with the important exchange between students in the same university to get to know each other better, can learn how to forgive each other. Make them can share small experience when they have studied together in the same class.
Thì sẽ được sự kéo với nhau cho nên chúng sắp tới được gặp với nhau cho nên biết cho nên có được tao tốn số thì biết đó sau này là biết cho tao tất cả các tôi phải nhau trong một sự đồng đóอย่างนี้nhau thì một họ thì chúng cái gì mà là chúng cái gì mà biết nhau thì là như vậy.
We think that we have studied is very gratifying because we live in the same country. We feel that we should study together to understand the purpose of education together.
มันมีความสำคัญหลาย เพราะว่ามันจะได้แลกเปลี่ยนความรู้กับหลายๆ คนที่มาจากหลายๆ พื้นฐาน นอกจากนั้นก็ยังจะเฮ็ดให้เราสามารถได้รับโอกาสหลายขึ้นอีก
Also, people in Vientiane have a relative who are from other province. This is the main reason why the majority of Lao people understand about others who are from a different background. Although we still feel like there are gaps between us. Maybe because we have a different social life, and maybe they feel like they are different.
Dạ, sẽ kiểu nhau cho nên liên quan là nếu chị chạy đến đi chạy thì chúng em đầu kỳ bị bằng ban thành chính cái xe gì nữa là chính cái xe như vậy nó ok cái họ bên chính cái xe bên chủ chỉ ba chiếc xe nhưng mà mất công nhà bé cho nên muốn thì bé tăng thì nhưng mà mấy cái chúng nó bé không nha bây giờ nó sẽ lại cái gì nào thì nó không được
สังคมในทุกมื้อนี้เป็นสังคมที่เปิดกว้างแล้วก็ทุกคนจะเบิ่งโตวเฮาจากความสามารถของเฮาบ่แม่นพื้นฐานที่แบบเฮามาจากไส
I act with people from ethnic groups and province like we would normally act.
Make them feel comfortable in class, like when they are trying to use their language, asking for their opinion. I don't do something like they are different and don't bully them.
Whatever they don't understand, everyone is ready to provide help.
What we can do to improve for the better living together in unity and equality is initiate change in our institute. Start from provide an even more understanding to students on the issues seriously. For example, doing a meeting or invite a guest to talk over the problems. We ethnic group people who have their own language should not be and understand the situation to avoid embarrassing and confusing to others do not understand the language, and they must to be more confident in communicating and finding new friends. People in the city should be respect and understand the ethnic people by speaking a friendly and sincere tone to help them forgetting the fear and more openness, through supporting them to get used to the new things that are surprised when they live in another environment like this. In addition, activities should be organized to keep their relationship closer and understand each other better through games, sports, and to exchange in different topics. Sharing ideas will give them the opportunity to talk together, understand the different perspectives and experiences. Everyone will be automatically become closer.
Alright, that's a very insightful video from South Saka University. Do give them a round of applause. Alright, so I will give them a summary, but first of all, I see a question in the chat, so we will go on and answer it first. Alright, from the Taksin University team, I see I wonder if students from different ethnic groups can keep up with their peers in studying, as they might have a hard time in understanding in class. In what ways can you, as their friend, can help them in assisting them during studying?
Okay, thank you for your question. And how to answer the questions. I think we have to respect each others and help them. There's some exercise they don't understand, and help them to help them explain for them to understand, and can make friends together and get a friendship with their people come from the different background. So they feel like equally same people live with, or the you get studying be good. Yes.
So I imagine maybe you can like give them a hand and like helping them understanding by kind of like asking them like what this means, or answering when they ask like, oh, what does this word mean? What does this sentence mean? If you like help me explain it, something like that. So I can imagine that being present and something that can happen totally during classes. Okay, so I hope that answers the question, the Taksin University team. The next question will be from Berlina Arnetta Putri from Atma Jaya. How many ethnic groups are there in Laos, especially in South Saka College? How does the various ethnicities integrate and affect communicate with each other? I hope that all of you understand what the question is. If you don't understand it, do let me know. Maybe we can talk about it.
Thank you for your question. The question is, what is the common language that we use to communicate in between the different ethnic groups? That my answer is Lao language that is that we use in school, in that everyone can understand. Is Lao language. It's Lao language. It's not different ethnic group like Hmong ethnic or Tumu or another. But in school we use Laotian and language to study in school. Thank you.
So there is indeed a standardized language that is being used by in most general people and students. Very nice. I hope that answers the question, Berlina Arnetta Putri. Okay, I see another question coming from Rafika Muhammad Said from Unimas. Wait, no, that I just realized that we just answered this question. There is, however, with the previous question I think you guys might have yet to answer, which is how many ethnic groups are there in Laos? Laos, how many ethnic groups are there in Laos, especially in Sotaka, and how does it integrate and affect communication? I don't know if you guys have answered the question or not, but if you have not answered the question, this is about the time to answer it.
Thank you for your answer. I will answer this question. The question is, how many ethnic groups are there in Laos, right? In Laos, are there 15 ethnic groups, but yeah, 50, I'm sorry. But in my Suska college is, we have, we don't have too much ethnic group in our institute, and we don't like we have the language in common, that is Laotian. So the issue that we in the communicate is easier, because everyone understand Lao language. Thank you.
All right. I hope that satisfies the curiosity that is in Brilliant Arena Saputri. Thank you. It is very nice to see that within all these different ethnic groups, there is indeed a standardized language that everyone can use, and which they can like be more a little bit more understanding with each other. Right. All right. So I hope that answers the question. Let's see here. We have 5 minutes left. Oh, wait, no, there's another question from Merlin Sanjayana from Atma Jaya. I would like to ask 2 questions regarding your presentation. What is your opinion about people who still cannot accept the different I'm assuming cultural backgrounds? And what is your solution for that problem? There's still just 5 minutes remaining, so do keep it concise and to the point.
Okay, thank you for your question. For my opinion, that I want everyone to be open mind and try to adapt to each other when we have living together in the same class or same ethnic society. And I think that everyone can participate on the same direction. Okay, thank you.
I see. So there is a more incentive for communication and being able to sort of like being cohesive between the ethnic different backgrounds to promote that kind of solidarity and inclusivity. Like, so I hope that kind of answers your question, Marilyn Sanjayana from Atma. Like, we have very little time in this Q&A session, so I will wrap this up by making a summary of what we just talked about, and also thank you everyone from South University for this presentation topic given. Okay, so before we move on, I'd like to give a little bit summary of what we just talked about. So I think it's very a big deal that, and I appreciated that you guys are kind of like promoting this kind of inclusivity of all kinds of individuals in the form of like getting involved in different activities. Their cultures represented in events and shows, encouraging mutual relationships between and communication between different ethnicities and different ethnic backgrounds and cultural backgrounds. It's kind of like helping them out as like an act of solidarity, which I think is very impressive because you guys, as mentioned earlier, have a lot of ethnic groups. I think I heard it was like 50 or something, so that's a lot of different cultural backgrounds. I really like it. I think it's wonderful that you guys promote this kind of solidarity and solidarity between those ethnic groups in your university. So thank you very much, Sotsaka University Management. Okay, so let's give a round of applause for Los's team. Thank you very much. All right, whose team will present after this? Stay tuned because my partner Edward, I think, will lead the next session. So please, Edward, yeah, feel free. She'll take the stage. Thank you again for Satsaka University.
Thank you, Timothy. Okay, everyone, are you still excited? If you are, please turn the camera and microphone on, then say excited. Come on.
Excited.
Nice.
Excited.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Excited.
Now let's move on to the next group of presentation. Please welcome University of Malaysia Sarawak, Unimas. The topic that they're going to discuss is inclusivity in higher education, inclusion of disabled community. Now, Unimas teams, please turn on your camera and microphone and then introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, we are from Unimas. My name is Yoga Mala. We are all from linguistic course.
Hi everyone, I'm Nur Afika. Nice to meet you all.
Hi everyone, my name is Valerie Juliet.
Hi everyone, my name is Tae Sujing. Yeah, nice to meet you all.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Here, my name is Faris. Nice to meet you all.
Right, I think that's it from Unimas, right? So without further ado, let's watch the video presentation. But before that, I want to remind all of you participants to write your questions in the chat box. Now, let's watch the video presentation together.
Multiculturalism is pertaining to the cultural diversity in terms of ethnicity, nationality, ability, political and social beliefs, which coexist peacefully in a society. Inclusivity in higher education is related to the students' aspirations on engagement regarding the differences within the university community. It serves as a conceptual placeholder for multiculturalism. One of the inclusivity that exists in Unimas is that students with disabilities are accepted into the faculties and are allowed to be involved in campus activities and organizations. These students participate in all classes and activities with flexible supports. Faculties use multiple modalities to deliver contents. Take for instance, if there is a student with visual impairment, the student will be given extended time in an examination, permitted to take exams in a setting that helps him or her to see better, and is also permitted to bring his or her own visual tools that could aid in classes or examinations.
Inclusivity is important because it fosters values during the period of study and also after graduation. It prepares us to adapt in a diverse and global cultural and social groups in terms of workplace. Experiencing multiculturalism in university is a foundation to embrace the differences among us and accepting them. It enhances our interaction and communication skills with individuals from various backgrounds. This facilitates in encouraging acceptance and create a sense of belongingness among the students. It also helps in boosting one's confidence to voice out their opinions, to share their values, and also in promoting a harmonious and peaceful environment for them to study. Embracing multiculturalism motivates students to excel in their studies and help each other by encouraging themselves comfortably in a supportive environment. It will ensure participation of students without any discrimination and promotes an empathetic and open-minded community.
The community in the higher education plays important role in this topic of inclusivity, especially students are those who should act on being inclusive towards the multicultural community and the community with disabilities. To understand the students' perspective on this matter, we had interviewed a few students to know about students' attitude towards the inclusivity in higher education, focusing on the inclusivity on students with disabilities.
I think that this inclusivity are good as every student in Unimas should be included and they have the responsibility and right to join.
To me, it is a great idea as everyone is involved no matter who they are and their abilities. It is also a great way to expose and give awareness about different individuals and abilities to students and staffs, which will promote better communication between individuals despite their differences.
Inclusivity towards disabled students in UNIMARS are well shown and accepted by other people around them. This is because these disabled students have support from both their peers and also the lecturers in various aspects in their daily life. This leads to the disabled student to be able to enjoy studying in UNIMAS, knowing that their disability will not be a problem for them to have good results, as well as memorable university experiences in their life.
I will make sure that everyone feels invited and no one is left out, such as treating everyone the same.
So, from the student perspective, the disabled student receive help from their peers to go through their daily life. Taking one of the previous seniors that have slight disability, she had one of her peers that take care of her from the beginning of the day during classes all the way till she's back to her room for the night. She is also well taken care of when she joins programs with other students without any discrimination toward her disability. So for the lecturers or the faculty administration, they provided enough facilities for the disabled student to take their exams, and these students are also not being left out in the classes by the lecturers.
Next, we are going to move on to the good about inclusivity that has been implemented in UNIMAS. The Center of Disability Studies (CODS) was established in May 2011 and is anchored at the Faculty of Social Science. Being the first of its kind in Malaysia, CODS serves as a platform for academics, practitioners, disabled persons organizations, and civil society to advance research, practice, and education on disability studies. The R&D activities undertaken at CODS are multidisciplinary in nature, guided by the Social Model of Disability and the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities (CRPD). The research projects therefore focus on exploring social, political, cultural, and economic factors that define disability, with the general aim of promoting the development of people with disabilities (PWD) and fostering an inclusive society.
All in all, inclusion is the celebration of diversity put into action. So, if we use our smart instructional practices to facilitate the needs, everyone will benefit. The provisions needs to meet the needs of the disabled, which includes facilities, equipment, and services. For an example, adding ramp as a physical alteration to improve accessibility for wheelchair users. With that being said, the power and the promise of inclusion, making sure everyone is supported, everyone is challenged, and everyone benefits in this great inclusive world that we live is equal.
All right, thank you very much, Unimas. That was such a nice video, it was very wonderful. I mean, I really agree with what you said that inclusivity foster values, prepare people to adapt to cultural and social groups, nurture cohesiveness, harmony, and empathiness between individuals. And I also agree that it is important to provide facilities in which the special needs of everyone can be fulfilled. Now we just finished watching their presentation video and it's time to answer some possible questions about what we have just watched. In the chat box, we have received several questions. Okay, let me read it for you. It's from Taksim University team. They want to know more about the Center of Disabilities in your university. For example, how it can improve disabilities quality life. Team, which one of you will answer the question?
Okay, hi. So I'm going to answer your question.
Okay, Faris.
Okay, so just like what stated on the slide, so the aim of the center is to provide leadership and support for a range of programs on research, education, and practice related to different areas of disabilities and different issues on disability, including disability and human rights, social and cultural participation, community engagement, and inclusive education. So all of this is to make them feel like when with the other students they are not disabled, so like they will feel comfortable when they learn with the other normal students. That's all.
Okay, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Faris. So, if uh, I think, in short, you are trying to say that Center of Disabilities try to support people with disabilities so that they can be included and participate in normal activities in your campus. That's so?
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much, Faris. I hope that answered the questions. Taksim University. We also have a question from Sosaka University, from Boasone. She has one question to ask. Are students with disability able to study any major?
Yes, students with disability are able to study in majors except for medic, nursing, and engineering.
All right, I think that's a very clear answer. Yeah, thank you very much, Yoga. We also have a question from Mr. August Nawata. He would like to ask, should there be an act of discrimination against someone who has a disability, either physically or not, from either the faculty or the student body? What would be done by the university to the doer as reprimand? Which one of you will answer this question?
Hi. So to answer this question, can you hear me? Can
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. To answer this question, I think that there shouldn't be any discrimination towards the students with disabilities. So far, there's on my year, like I'm on a final year, but on my year, there's a student. His name is Watson. He's also visual impaired, but so far I haven't seen any discrimination towards him. Like we treat him as like our classmate as usual, and he just for him, his case is still good because he just needs some visual aid to see. He actually can see. Yeah, so I think so far in Unimas, it's good for those who are with disabilities. And as far as I know, I'm not quite sure, but I think that there isn't any like fine towards students who discriminate others yet. But I think we can improve that later on. Yeah, if there's any cases who happen on this case. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, in other words, there are no such fine yet, but you guys will consider it in the future, right? Okay, thank you very much, Limas. We also have another question here from Shivani Octavia from Atma Jaya. She would like to ask, is there any kinds of assistance provided from the university for students with mental disabilities? What kind of assistance provided from the university for those who have mental disabilities? Which one of you will answer this question?
Okay, let me answer this question. Of course, we have assistance provided from university for students with mental disabilities. For example, we have counseling appointments. Like if we have problems regarding mental issues, we can have our appointments with them, like to consult them. Either if you have motivational issues or studying issues, like you can discuss with them, and they will provide assistance on how you will improve in your, especially in your studies. Yeah, that's it. I hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bilimas. I also hope that answer your question, Kak Shivani. We have another questions here. Because if not, then I think I want to ask something. Okay, does UNIMAS possess the means to facilitate assistance to students with visual or hearing impairment during daily classes so that they won't be left out, or is the assistance mostly provided by fellow students? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay, I think I will shorten the questions. Uh, does the support for the disabilities comes from the university itself, or they usually comes from fellow students?
Um, it comes from the university itself also, because we have this website called ELIP, where it is a place for enrolling courses, downloading the notes, submitting assignments, and it is easier for them, especially in this online learning right now, because they will have their own comfortable space, and it's easier for them to see rather than in classes. And as for fellow students, as fellow friends, we just have the responsibility to check up on them from time to time to make sure that they can cope with the studies as everyone else. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Valerie from Unimas. We have another question. Do your country accept LGBT? Disclaimer first, I think this question is not really related to your topic or your presentation. So I don't think you have to answer this one, but if you want to answer it, feel free to answer. So how about it, Unimas?
That's very kind of you. Yeah. Actually, Malaysia don't accept, not like, don't accept LGBT by law. Yeah, but the people here are quite open-minded about it. Yeah, because we are also multiracial. Like we have a lot of different ethnics, but it depends on, yeah, which kind of ethnic you are, and also the religion side. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, overall by law they don't. Yeah, but the people here are cool about it. Yeah, I hope they answer you. Thanks.
Okay, so in other words, Malaysia has not accepted it yet, but the people is pretty much okay with it, right? Okay, thank you very much. Is there any more questions? Because if not, I'm going to summarize all of our discussions for today. Well, all right, if there's no more questions, then I think all of us can learn a thing or two from this presentation that, like I said before, inclusivity fosters values, prepares people to adapt to cultural and social groups, and it is important to provide facilities for special needs. Also, I believe that we can say Unimas is giving every student the chance to experience and gain many things from their time in the university, regardless of whether they are disabled or not. And it is shown by how they give several exceptions in exams or classes. Although maybe there are some points to improve, but I guess we can all agree that Unimas is really set an example for all of us to follow. Well, I think that's it. Let's give a round of applause for the team from Malaysia. Thank you, everyone. Now we move on to the next group, and this will be the last group for today. Timothy, I will pass the ball to you.
Thank you very much, Edward. Well, I'd like to inform you for all presenters for the day that after we present the last team and perform the Q&A sessions, there will be a time where unanswered questions from previous presentations can be answered. So basically, after presentation and Q&A session, there will be another a little bit of 20 minutes of a universal Q&A for everyone for the presenting team, just to answer the previously unanswered questions from earlier. All right. So, without any further ado, please welcome the team from Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. In today's event, they will bring an interesting topic related to inclusivity in educational setting, particularly LGBTQ+. So, Atma Jaya team, I would like you to turn on camera microphone and please introduce yourselves.
Right. Thank you very much, Timothy, for giving the chance. Okay, so hello and good morning, everybody. It's an honor to be here, me and my friends from Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. Yeah, so before we play our little video for today, I'd like to give a short introduction of every single one of us here. So we are from the English Education Department of Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. My name is Pasayuda Daneswara. I'm in the 6th semester, and with me today we have Agus Nawata Fensha. Fensha, say hi.
Hello.
And we also have Beliana Arneta Putri.
Hello, everyone.
And Nia Kurniati.
Hi, everybody.
And last but not least, we have Shifani Octavia. Okay. Hello, Fanny. Okay. Okay, so without further ado, please enjoy our little video of inclusivity in campus. We hope the video will be informative and very educational for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pastor Yuda.
Indonesia is a diverse country with its people coming from various cultural backgrounds, each having their own beliefs and orientation. However, despite acceptance of cultural backgrounds, beliefs, and practices within the country, difference of orientation, namely LGBT, is still seen as unacceptable by most of Indonesian society. Out of 270 million Indonesians, only 9% of them accept LGBT as having a right to be protected in the country. Despite that, Indonesia does not outlaw or ban LGBT within the country, but implores the people to not be open, promote, or champion LGBT. In Atma Jaya, the campus champions and promotes inclusion in its environment. Every single student receives the same chance and opportunity to learn, and the teacher have the same chance and opportunity to teach and bestow students their knowledge. The campus is united in diversity. Tolerance is the main policy, and any acts of discrimination within the campus are strictly forbidden. In an educational setting, such as the university campus, one can see diversity among the faculty and student body, with each one of them adopting and adhering to their own beliefs, identity, and orientation. As mentioned previously, however, Indonesians, specifically those who are in a university setting, are still reluctant to discuss LGBTQ in public due to society's view and opinion of the LGBTQ. In this video, we will take two perspectives regarding the situation and acceptance of Indonesia's LGBTQ community within an educational setting from members of the aforementioned community and those outside of it, and what could be taken as the next step for LGBTQ acceptance in an educational setting in Indonesia.
That means, instead of excluding them, it will be better for us to know more about them and respect their choices. So, let's start appreciating, understanding, and respecting differences from now on. A little kind move can be everything for others.
This video was brought to you by the representative of Atma Jaya Catholic University of Indonesia. Thank you for watching.
All right, very wonderful video from Atma Jaya. It's very lots has a lot of like different insights and points from it. So before we move into our Q&A session, I think I'd like to first of all give a little summary of what different important points that the video just talked about. I brought myself a little note here just to because it's pretty long, but I'll try to keep it concise. So from the video, we can concur that the LGBT plus community that they don't really want to be seen as different or special, but rather they want to be seen, they want to be accepted by and respected by the society as normal human beings. They're not special, so they just want to be normal and want to live their lives the way that is comfortable for them. Life as someone who identifies as LGBTQ is filled with prejudice and pressure. So it's important for us and for the people to be open and teach ourselves about them so that we may understand how we can respect, accept, and appreciate them as normal human beings. They don't want to be seen as anyone else, basically. So understanding them will lead to acceptance and understanding and being able to appreciate them just the way that they are. So that's my summary of the video. I will open the Q&A session now. So if anyone has a question, do leave it in the chat box and I'll choose the first few questions and make sure the team understands, pays attention. So here we go. So I see, wow, a lot of questions here. All right, so from Valerie Juliet from Unimas, may I know how does the Atma Jaya campus show their acceptance towards the LGBT community? Is it just by living and coexisting with them, or simply treating everyone equally? Or is there any specific awareness or events talking about this matter? So Atma Jaya team, I hope you understand the question. Which one of you will answer?
Okay, I think we can start with the very first question. The question is that does Atma Jaya campus show their acceptance towards the LGBTQ community, or is it just by coexist and simply treating everyone equally? Okay, so the answer to the question is yes, we show respect. It's part of our values in Atma Jaya. We care about others, so we show respect to them. And in addition to that, when we're talking about a certain kind of event, there is actually not any specific kind of events which we discussed about this topic earlier. However, when it comes to our campus daily life, take for example, in one of our subjects, in public speaking, we're free to talk about this kind of matter. So there are no prohibitions to talk about this kind of topic. So the lecturer and the other community in the campus are actually very open when it comes to this kind of matter. However, when it comes to an event, conducting like a specific event to promote this such things, we haven't conducted one, and hopefully we can conduct one in the future.
I thank you very much, Yafet Octavia, for answering questions. So I hope Valerie, I hope this answers your question, Valerie Juliet from Unimas. All right, so the next question is for the Tucson University team. The question being, apart from LGBTQ, how does your university promote the awareness of people with disabilities?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, I will answer this question. First of all, thank you for TSU team for asking this question. The university provides facilities to those with disabilities. For example, like handrails and the tactile paving for those with like visual impairment, for example. And we also provide like toilets for disabled people, for those in wheelchair. Yes. Also, actually, in our campus, one of our other lecturers has disability, where she has visual impairments, and we as a students and also the fellow lecturers treat her just like a normal person, and I think that's it. We also use this kind of topic, for example, like people with disabilities and about inclusivity as our topic in learning the materials in our campus. I hope that answered your questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Brianna and Putri. There's a few more questions here, so I hope you guys can also keep it to the point and concise so we can answer as much of them as possible. So here's one from Bosan Kolosian. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If not, let me know. From Sotsaka. Thank you for your lovely presentation. I have one question to ask. What activities does the LGBT likes to participate in the university? I think it wants to ask if there are any particular activities that are catered to the LGBT community, or is there any kind of like events that are specifically to kind of like inside the campus essentially?
Excuse me. All right. So I'd like to answer this one question. So to repeat, the question was, what activities do LGBT likes to participate in the university? Yes, so in our university, we see everybody as equal, no matter what sexual orientation they may have. We treat them equally. They may join and participate in every single activities that our university provides for them, for each and every one of our students. Well, the whole students. So I can give a little example, actually. They may join any activities, they may join any organizations. In fact, one of our alumni, when he was still active as part of our student body, he was active in our department's activities, such as becoming a mentor for his fellow students and for his underclassmen and such. And actually, one of our classmates, fellow students, also participated in one of our activities like Atma Jaya dance. And yeah, everyone's free to participate in anything they want. No discrimination whatsoever.
I hope that answers your question. Alright, so next question is one from Tessa Jing from Unimas. The question is, what factors What are the factors that that adds up to the intent of discrimination towards LGBTQ community, even though it's not illegal in Indonesia? And what kind of awareness needs to be made to change this perception in the anti-LGBTQ community?
All right, I'm going to answer this question. That's according to the question that the factor that met the intent of discrimination towards the LGBTQ community, that's even though it's not illegal in Indonesia, but we know that in Indonesia there is some factors that like the first one is taboo. It's still taboo in Indonesia also, right? And then the second one is the religion. That's really effect for these factors. So, and then they are still, how to say, still afraid or not afraid, just like about the sex orientations and still prejudice. That's what the, how to say, the answer for these questions. Or there is any friends who's going to add?
Nia?
Yeah.
I think I'd like to add this one too.
All right, Yuda, thank you.
Thank you, Nia. Yes, what Nia said was very true. Like, religion holds a very strong grip in our society in Indonesia. Like 96% of our population, according to a study by Pew Research, actually mentions that 96% of Indonesians are very religious. And we have to remember that Indonesian is a very collective society in which that every single motivation and act, they must consider their immediate groups, their families, their group of friends. And if, for example, and in Indonesia, remembering that most of Indonesians are religious, these groups in Indonesia hold religion to a very high esteem. As such, if these groups tend to, well, for lack of better words, reject the idea of LGBT. So that's why there's still like heavy prejudice and discrimination of LGBT in Indonesia. Yes.
All right, thank you for the answer, Vice Pasayulan, for the little addendum there. Right, so I think that we should wrap up this Q&A session and try to go to the universal Q&A session. So thank you again, Atma Jaya, for presenting your video and partaking in this discussion. So I think we should move on to our next section, which is the what's it called again? The general Q&A, essentially. Question answers for those unanswered questions from earlier. So I will request Edward to lead the Q&A session.
Okay, thank you very much, Timothy. Now we have reached the general or the universal question and answer session. You may ask some questions that probably you didn't have the chance to ask before. Please remember to type in chat box, and me and Timothy will read it out loud. And if you guys happen to be the one who's asked, please answer. We do have some questions before for the Taksim University. Wait a second. It's from Shivani from Atma Jaya for Taksim University. If there is a bullying case in the university, is there any kind of fine or punishment from the campus for those who practices bullying? Taksim University, you may answer the question.
Okay. The question is if there are bullying case in Taksin University. I want to say first that we are in university. We have more education more than Matayom, so that we have a more critical thinking about this type of problem. But if that still have this problem in university, we want to give them as why they do this to friends and change their mind. That change their mind to be everyone in the university with their friends, so that your friend in university, it will be act like good behavior to your friend. The important part is you want to change their mind if they have a bullying case in Thaksin University. Thank you.
Okay, so in other words, instead of giving fine or punishments, Taksim University tries to understand the reason behind the bullying and try to find some solution so that the bullying will never happen again. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Taksim University. We still have some questions here. Uh, I guess it's still for Taksim University. It's from Unimas, from Swedging. She wants to know how is the reaction from the reaction from those who are actually against dress code inclusivity. Is there any discrimination towards the LGBT community resulting from this reaction? Thank you.
Thank you for your interesting question. So far as I have entered Taksin University, I haven't seen anyone bullies LGBT or spoke badly of LGBT. In my experience, everyone respect one another, but I think there might be some students who is still skeptical and don't accept this new concept of LGBT able to dress according to their sexuality. But those who against LGBT couldn't speak up or show their dislike, since it is against our university rules, and there are even more people who are ready to support LGBT when they are being offended. To make a conclusion, LGBTs have a great support when they are being offended, and thus I hope there would never be discrimination in our university. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So in other words, there might be still some people who reject the idea or being discriminative, but your campus and almost all of your students very supportive towards the LGBT community. Am I right? Okay, thank you very much. I hope that answers your question, Miss Teh Sujing. Timothy, do we have another questions or another campus maybe?
Yes, there is. There are still a couple of questions left unanswered. So let me look for it.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Hello?
Right, so hold on just a second. Let me find where the questions are. They are answered earlier.
Hello, hello. I'm sorry. I think I lost my connection a little bit. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Loud and clear.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I guess we have a question here from Taksim University. Questions for every team. Taksim University, please. While waiting for Taksim University question, I guess we have a question that probably hasn't been answered yet. It's from Unimas, from Mrs. Nur Afika. She would like to ask to Atma Jaya, is there any inclusive restroom policies within the campus? Atma Jaya team, you might answer.
Okay, so I'd like to answer the question. So can anybody hear my voice?
Loud
Yes,
and
yes,
clear.
Yes,
loud
loud
and
and
clear.
clear.
All right then. So regarding the restroom policy, we do have a restroom for the disabled one, even in our library. Yeah. So there is a restroom policy in our campus. I hope that answers the questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shivani. I think that's a really clear answer from you. We also have a question here uh, from Facebook. Timothy, would you like to read the question?
So I didn't actually don't have access to Facebook, so I wasn't able to ask this question. All right, so this question is for the Atma Jaya team from Tucson University. How many percent of the students in Atma Jaya are part of the LGBTQ community? They are if you visit Tucson University, you might actually be surprised to see lots of them. They are very welcome in the university, and as a teacher, I may say that I love to have them in my class as they are outstanding and bring joy to the class. So which one of you will answer?
Hi, I would like to answer the question. So, students in our campus and Indonesian students in general are not open about their sexual orientation. As such, it's very difficult to say how many students exactly in our campus that identify as the LGBT. Thank you.
Right, so essentially, while the presence of LGBTQ is open, many students still feel like they want to be quiet about how they're identified with what they identify with because there is still that quiet, uh, kind of quiet prejudice and pressure from essentially anyone. So while there are LGBTQ students in Atma Jaya, very few would like to be open about them. All right, so this is a question for Unimas from Tucson University too. It says, "Wow, I'm very impressed with COD." It's a very shortened. There's a big step of getting better understanding of the need for people with disabilities. I wonder during COVID-19, however, is it difficult for them to study online? How can classmates and teachers could support them? This question is for Unimas, so which one of you will answer?
Pardon, I couldn't hear it just now. It was like lagging for a while. For me, I'm sorry.
Would you like me to repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. Is it typed? I can't see. Is it like typed?
Oh, yeah, it is in type, so I can type it in the chat
Okay.
if you.
No, it's okay. You can just yeah.
All right, so the question is, in COVID-19, is it difficult to support people with disabilities while studying online? How can
Oh,
classmates and teachers support them in assisting them in studying and partaking in online classes?
okay. To okay. I saw the question now. To answer this question, I think definitely in this case of COVID-19, it is like harder for them compared to the time where they were in campus. But for our cases, like what we do in our class, like we always check on the person, like the students who have disability before starting the class. Like the lecturer will check on them, like saying, are they online yet, or what? But for the cases that I know that the person, he's not, like, he's only visual, he has visual impairment only, like he still can see with his visual aid, so he just need to set up his visual aid before the class. And yeah, we usually just check on them and always check on them regarding like assignments or any task to be done. So we just helping, like we just try to help them as what we can. Yeah.
Like, so
Thanks.
basically, it's an altruistic movement. Well, not movement, but an altruistic motive in order to help those with disabilities, checking up on them, for example. So that's very sweet of you guys to do. Like, so there are a couple of questions here, but I'll try to keep it short because we're kind of running out of time at the moment. So let's see here. This is from the Tucson University team. I think this is a general question for every single team, actually, from Tucson University. What do you want to improve about facilities for people with disabilities in your university? Like, what would you like to improve? I think this is a general question for every team. So I think one of you can answer this question or just add. So is there any one of you from the four teams that are present here wants to answer, or kind of like just give some tips and tricks, want to add about in what ways can the facilities for people with disabilities can be improved? Maybe maybe the university from South Saka want to answer. Hmm. All right, maybe while we're waiting for any answers from the South Saka team, maybe for anyone who wants to answer Tucson University's question, I have another question from Marilyn Sanjayana from Atma Jaya. She is asking, you have talked about change in someone's mind before. My question is, how can you change someone's mind? As we all know that not all people remain the same. Some people are stubborn and they might think that the way that they think is the right one. So do you have any suggestions? I think this question is asking about how is it possible to change people's minds about change or about bringing change.
Okay, thank you for your interesting question. Uh, First, change mind is take time. I don't know how long that is used, but I want to everyone to have a stubborn mind to accept activity in Tucson University. In Tucson University, we have a lot of kind of activity, so that Muslim, Buddhist, Christian, a lot of clubs that help you to join. If you are interested in Muslim club, you have to join this and learn about how Muslim life, how they do in everyday life. In my experience, first, before I come this university, I have not just Buddhist. I have heard a little bit of Muslim, but when I came here, I have a friends of Muslim. They have to pray 5 times a day. Yes. And then I asked, why you want to pray this for 5 times a day? But then we are friends. We accept the difference. And back to the question. Yes, I want to give opportunities to dare to participate more activities, a lot of kind of activities, so that activity in their faculty, activity in club, activity that's accept people, a lot of kind of people, to give them a time to change their mind, to accept the differences. Because they are in higher education, they have a critical thinking is person. Yes, thank you.
All right, so I hope that answers your question, Merlin Sanjayana from the Tucson team. We're kind of running out of time here, so I'll ask Edward here to kind of like ask some questions that are a little bit more to answer.
Okay, Kak, thank you very much, Timothy. I have a question here from Rahul from Atma Jaya. It's a question for Sotsaka University. Is there any specific event to show campus concern for the Hmong community? Sotsaka University, you may answer. Hello, anyone from Sotsaka?
Sorry, I forgot to open my. Thank you for your answer, your question. My answer is we don't have any specific event or organization for only one ethnic group, but we have the club or the event that we open sharing to everybody to join us, like artist club or something like that, or dancing club, or like when we have even in our school, we open everybody to join it. We don't just specific with only one group. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sotsaka. So I guess it's safe to say that Sotsaka doesn't really have any specific event to a certain community, but instead they have events for all community to enjoy, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I also have one last question here before we end this discussion. It's also for Sotsaka again. It's from Pasayuda from Atma Jaya. Sotsaka University, are there any specific organizations and activities that encourages unity of the ethnic group in campus? Sotsaka, can you hear me? Hello?
Thank you for
Oh,
yes, I'm sorry. In our institute, we have very a lot of group about uh, the about the habit or like singing, dancing, or uh, a lot of group about habit. So everyone that we have the same thing that we like, the same habits, so we can join together and like have fun together in and unity, and we everyone will open mind because they have thing in common, and everyone will can share opinion of and in addition we have a lot of like sharing idea about the issue, and we can do a lot of in presentation, and we can sharing idea about and we understand each other more. Thank you.
thank you very much. So in other words, your campus try to encourage unity of the different ethnic, by having them participate in the things that they are interested in, right? Okay, I guess that's a yes. Thank you very much, Satsaka University. Kak Timothy, I guess it's time for us to wrap this up to give them our summary, right?
Of course, Edward. So I think we can all agree that there's a lot of points being taken from this discussion we have. In summary, I think uh, multiculturalism in education is, or our environment in it, might be varied. Inclusivity that we have in our educational environment, I think it might make every student be highly aware of it, aware of the inclusivity and the presence and the openness of different people from different backgrounds. This issue touches so many aspects of our educational life, such as the way that we accept other people, the way we socialize, and the way we think and behave. So I think what we can all do is simply to just show respect. Show respect, be open-minded, and have a little bit more dialogue between our friends. Be more understanding, talk to them more, and just think of them not as people from different backgrounds, but also people, like humans in general, because I think there's not much that separates us, but the fact that we're actually just humans, and we like to socialize and understand with each other, and I think that's what's important. So start from the simplest things and be aware of the situation surroundings, but respecting and appreciating, understanding them. I think that's the best that we can do, but also the simplest. So those are our summary. So that's my summary, ladies and gentlemen. This is the pretty much the end of the presentation discussion sessions of this presentation. So thank you very much for attending this event, listening in, and taking part in our meaningful discussion.
We hope this will be fruitful for you and do not hesitate to share what you have learned from this meeting with other people. All right, we give the floor back to MC, Johanna and Raul. Please, the floor is yours once again. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Edward and Timothy, for leading the discussion. It is a pleasant experience to have such a brilliant conversation talking about cross culture. It brings us amazement how the students here care so much about multiculturalism in education. Do you enjoy it too, Rahul?
Indeed, Joanna, we get so much new information and insight today. Thanks a lot to our presenters. All of you did such a great job.
But I think before the event is ended, it would be great to have some documentations. So before you leave this meeting, please open up your cameras and be ready because we will be taking some screenshots for our third e-cultural exchange series.
All right, make sure your camera is on and look presentable in pictures. Our friend Leah will take the photos for us. There are, okay. There are three slides. There are three slides here, and we will begin at the first slide. All right, Leah, are you ready to take a screenshot? All right. The photo will be taken. Okay, and please open your camera and make sure you look presentable for the picture. All right. The photo will be taken in 3, 2, 1. Pause. All right. Now, and we move on to the second slide. Please open your camera and make sure you look presentable. All right, and the photo will be taken in 3, 2, 1. Stay pose. All right, and now the last slide. Make sure your camera is on and you look presentable. All right, and now the photo will be taken in 3, 2, 1. All right, and now we would like to thank everyone who has joined today's discussion on the third series of E-Cultural Exchange.
Yes, hopefully we can have a remarkable experience and value that we can grab from this event.
As we reach the end of our event, now it's time for us to say goodbye. Bidding you farewell is no easy task, but here's hoping for a great future ahead and all of the success for your upcoming life. See you on the next series.
Okay, good day everyone. And don't forget to go to the link that we have written in the chat box so you can fill up the evaluation for today's event. Thank you so much for participating in this event and we'll see you next time.
All right, thank you everyone. Don't forget to fill the link at the chat box.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for participating.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you
having
very
us.
much.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Nice to see you all today.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Everyone.
Nice meeting you.
Welcome all.
Thank you for Taksin University. Thank you for South Saka University. Thank you for Unimas University. And thank you for the Atma Jaya Catholic
Thank you.
University of Indonesia.
Thank you all.
Okay, and all the participants, maybe you may leave this room because we have ended the event. Thank you for your attendance. All right.
Iya. Oke, ini sudah tinggal dari Atma Jaya saja. Mungkin dari, ya sudah tinggal. Cuman ini masih nyala live YouTube-nya Mas BSTI. Boleh minta tolong dimatikan, di stop dulu. Mas BSTI.
Halo, Mas. Halo, halo. Boleh dijapri dulu mungkin ya? Atau di sini ada Mas Rainer? Mas Rainer? Halo. Halo, halo.
Mas Rainernya nggak ada, coba saya kontak dulu ya, Pak.
Atau mau move ke Teams? Ini soalnya live nih.
Boleh Pak, setuju Pak.
Iya, boleh Pak.
Boleh Pak.
Setuju ya?
Ya.
aja move ke Teams ya.
Oke, move ke Teams ya. Semuanya kan sudah jadi members di sana. Oke?
Ya.
Oke, Pak.
Oke, kita live ya.